across the world, the baseball season begins in Seoul, South Korea.
High fly ball, deep left center field. It is gone. First homer of the year for the Dodgers.
3 home runs for Max Muncy. First career 3-home run game for Max Muncy. Fly ball, right field, hit deep. Did you? Gone! Teo, a hero. The Dodgers lead. One-of-a-kind player. One-of-a-kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. The Yankees 3, the Dodgers 2. The bases are loaded, 2 out, bottom of the 10th inning. The scenario you dream about, Freddie is living. High fly ball, hit deep, back and gone! Freddie Freeman channeling his inner Kirk Gibson. A walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series. A walk-off grand slam.
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers Home Run Highlights. I am John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., David Vassay. This next half hour, it's all about the long ball, guys. Jerry, 70 show homers. Not bad.
Yeah, you know, listen, I always wanted to play baseball, John. I figured back then when I played in black and white TV, I thought if I hit the ball out, we would stop playing. That's why I didn't hit that many home runs, because I always wanted to make sure we played.
Well, for the Dodgers in 2024, they hit 20 more home runs as a team than the Atlanta Braves. That was the second most home runs hit by a team. 233 home runs hit by the 24 Dodgers. That was even less than last year, incredibly.
Well, that's why we have a whole half hour to devote to all of these home runs. The Dodgers hit an NL best, as DV said, 233 home runs in 2024. 54 of those were by one player, the new Dodgers single-season home run king, Shohei Ohtani. 32 of the home runs were solo shots, including 6 to lead off the game. He hit 18 two-run homers, 3 three-run bombs, 1 very memorable grand slam to walk off the Tampa Bay Rays. The average distance of his home runs, just under 415 feet, which ranked 4th among players who hit at least 20 home runs, it is safe to say. Shohei Ohtani's first season as a Dodger was a resounding success. So we're going to relive some of his more memorable home runs. Have to start with that very first one in Dodger blue, Jerry, and it came against the rival Giants.
Yeah, obviously, I remember, and we all were kind of wondering, when is he going to do it? Here, lefty on lefty crime at Dodger Stadium right there. You hear the roar of the crowd. And at that point, finally, he felt he got the monkey off his back, because I think it was like 7 games in where he hadn't homered yet. But after he hit this home run, you could see him kind of fist pump, say big sigh of relief. And we knew after he hit this one, he was going to get many more bombs. Good for him to get off the schneid early in April and hit a home run there at Dodger Stadium.
That was first of many against the Giants. On May 4th, he hit his 8th home run of the season. It not only helped the Dodgers beat the Atlanta Braves, it also passed his skipper, Dave Roberts, most home runs in Dodger history for a Japanese-born major leaguer. David?
John, we could pump the brakes on that, considering Dave Roberts hit 23 home runs in 10 years playing in Major League Baseball. So, come on. I mean, it was a nice little John Hartung type of subplot.
They gave Dave a fake car because of it.
Right. That's how much stock Ohtani put into that record.
There's the car.
Matsui was more into it than that little pink-violet car that Ohtani gave Dave Roberts.
It was a fun storyline early on in the season, making a little fun out of the fact that Dave Roberts didn't hit many home runs, obviously, in his big league career. Like Jerry, that wasn't his job. All right, so many of those 54 home runs traveled a really long way. Let's appreciate the 2 that measured more than 470 feet, Jerry, including one that nearly left Dodger Stadium here.
Listen, that doesn't give it justice, the TV part. That ball, I mean, is absolutely crushed. And I think that headed toward our set there in center field. I know it kicked around there at the feet of the stage. And here, in Colorado, light tower power, 476 feet to dead center field into the evergreen trees. I heard a squirrel was hurt. He's okay now. They took him to the hospital.
On the IL for a while.
He wasn't on the IL. The squirrel was hurt after the home run. He's good now. Outstanding power from the Big Show.
All right, let's go to August 23rd against the Rays, because after swiping his 40th base earlier in the game, came up in the ninth with the bases loaded in a tie game. DV, 1 home run shy of a 40-40 season, and what a Hollywood ending.
It really was, and only Ohtani could have that type of majestic home run to walk it off with a grand slam to make it a 40-40 season. That was his signature moment of the regular season until Miami, but that was the first of many signature moments this season.
He had so many, that poor fan who dropped that ball right there, and then eventually it was thrown to another fan. What a way to celebrate 40-40, but he wasn't done there. September 19th, you could make the argument Ohtani had the greatest game in baseball history, going 6 for 6, 3 homers, 10 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and reached 50-50, the first time anyone's done that in baseball history.
Listen, what he did in that one night there in Miami, most guys dream about that, doing something like that in a month. 3 bombs, 10 RBIs with 2 stolen bases, and for him to do it, that last at-bat right there to get 50-50, and Skip Schumacher saying, we ain't walking it. You got to go and play the game the right way. The game was already decided. You pitch to him, and look at this epic blast right there. That probably traveled 525 feet. But for him, he was on, another planet that night.
And baseball fans around the globe were itching to see what Ohtani could do in the postseason. He delivered in his very first career playoff game, second at-bat, taking Padres ace Dylan Cease deep.
One of the false narratives going into the postseason this year was that Ohtani may let the pressure get to him. Well, he put that aside in a big way, and you started to see the emotions start to pour out as he not only was leading the team on the field, but as you could see right there, more emotion than we have seen from Ohtani in his 6 previous seasons in Major League Baseball. His first postseason game goes deep in his first postseason series.
That's what happens when you join a team like the Dodgers that's playing meaningful games down the stretch and into October. Shohei Ohtani, a completely different guy, and his very presence obviously makes his teammates better and also creates quite a dilemma for some opposing managers. So we're going to go Access 360. Angel skipper Ron Washington had a decision to make September 3rd with Ohtani at the plate. DV?
You made a poor choice, Ron Washington. Ohtani's an incredible player, but Mookie Betts, who was on a mission after being taken out of the leadoff spot, wanted to show everybody that, hey, I'm still here and I still have an MVP type of season in me. That was just one of those decisions that I think everybody in that stadium knew may come back to haunt the Angels. Maybe not in a walk-off home run, Jerry, but certainly in a big way.
That was a big fly right there and an important home run. The 3-run shot put that game away against the Angels. Then later that month, the Rockies had a 1-run lead bottom of the ninth. Jerry Bud Blackie decided, you know what, I'm going to pitch to both Shohei and Mookie, because if I walk Shohei, we know what Mookie's going to do, and he was burned both times.
Yeah, he was burned both times. We're going to go to the K-Zone and really break down, obviously, this back-to-back jacks. Again, you got to make sure you pitch to these guys. And listen, when you have the Big Show right there in that 9th inning, you want to make sure you give him something down and away. Hopefully he chases. Okay, now he's back in the count 1-1. Now ahead of the count 2-1. And again, you get a combo right there, center cut. This is an off-speed pitch. You're hoping it's down, and guess what? It was down. It wasn't a bad pitch, but it's the Big Show. You can't just walk the tying run. Bud Black knows that. You got to pitch to the Big Show. And oh, by the way, you can't walk the winning run as well. So you got to pitch to Mookie Betts. Outstanding job getting ahead of the count 0-2. Terrible job. 0-2 pitch. They wanted it up. He left it up in Mookie Betts' wheelhouse. He does not miss it. Back-to-back jacks to walk it off. Once again, this is not on the manager, Bud Black. You got to go out there and make your pitches. Bud Black was a great pitcher back in his day. Unfortunately, they got by the Big Show and Mookie Betts, back-to-back jacks.
100-mile-an-hour pitch up and in on him, and he turns it out, and Dodgers walk-off winners that day against the Rockies. Speaking of Colorado, straight ahead with the Dodgers down to their final strike in Colorado. Teo was the hero on this night, just one of many clutch moments for Teoscar Hernandez in 2024. Plus, we'll never get tired of seeing Freddie Freeman's World Series Game 1 walk-off slam. We celebrate an awesome moment in baseball history when Home Run Highlights returns.
Top of the ninth inning. The Dodgers down to their final 3 outs.
You want to put a few guys on base so at least those guys get that, oh no, here we go again, in their mind.
The Dodgers fan trying to will this 9th inning rally. Let's get weird. Hayward rockets a ball to right field. That ball's deep. It's off the foul pole and gone. The Dodgers ain't dead yet. It's 9-8. Ground ball, base hit. Tying run aboard. The Dodgers are down to their final strike. It's up to Teoscar Hernandez. Fly ball, right field, hit deep. Debut, gone. Teo, a hero. The Dodgers lead. 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning. That's a win for LA. We got weird.
Certainly did get weird that night. That 7-run 9th inning in Colorado was one of our favorite games of the year. Teoscar Hernandez was also one of our favorite players to see come up to the plate in those clutch situations. 14 of his 33 regular season home runs either tied the game or gave the Dodgers the lead. And he added 3 bombs in the postseason as well, DV, where we know every home run looms large. Oh, yeah, he also won the home run derby. It was just a perfect year for Teo in Dodger blue.
It really was. You can't expect anything better than a player that we really didn't know a lot about, coming off a disappointing year in Seattle last year. I personally believe, guys, that Teoscar Hernandez and the Dodgers are better together than apart because he fits so perfectly in this lineup. It just makes so much sense to have Teo return, try to run it back, and he meant so much to everybody on that team.
It is so hard to find guys that are clutch, that want the at-bat. Look at that stat, 14 of his bombs, 6th inning or later. You have to be able to keep guys like this. He fits in this clubhouse. He wants to be here. The guys in that clubhouse want him here as well. This guy, Captain Clutch, hopefully he comes back.
Well, the Milwaukee Brewers came to town on July the 5th. Catcher William Contreras was just named the National League's All-Star starter the day before. And it sure seems like maybe Will Smith channeled his inner MJ and took that personally, Jerry. So let's go to the K-Zone and break down 4 home runs in 4 consecutive at-bats.
Well, I'll tell you what, in spring training, before we break camp, I'm going to show this to Will Smith to get him motivated, obviously, for the season. Here, a sweeper, center cut, great 2-strike approach, going the other way on the big fly. Here, a hanging breaking ball, center cut, able to hit it to the left center field wall. Great swing, that short, compact swing. This ball, I think, is tough to hit down and in. A cutter from the lefty to be able to keep that fair. And then the very next day, fastball, center cut, able to inside out it and still be able to have enough thump to hit over the right field wall for 4 consecutive bombs. We know the talent is there. Will Smith, when he is on one, he is certainly fun to watch. 4 consecutive at-bats for a home run. Pretty good.
That was vintage Will Smith, that last home run, that 4th home run, taking a fastball to right field. The Dodgers want to see more of that this coming season because, quite honestly, he wasn't as good of a hitter against fastballs this year. The Brewers obviously were still feeling out early in the year, throwing him a lot of off-speed pitches, cutters. That last one was a fastball, and that was something that Will Smith has done numerous times, taking it to right field.
And you know that's something Will Smith's going to want to focus on in the offseason to get ready for 2025. Meanwhile, the entire team had a habit of hitting home runs in bunches. On June 11th against the defending champion Texas Rangers, Ohtani, Freeman, Teo, J-Hay, they all went deep, Jerry, in a 7-run 6th inning.
Again, listen, when you have a lineup like the Dodgers, especially taking advantage of pitches down the middle of the plate, it is certainly fun to watch. They took advantage of a young man that was making some mistakes in the middle of the plate. You see Teoscar Hernandez gets a pitch, he gets fully extended, great swing. Here's another fastball, center cut. J-Hay does not miss it. You see Marcus right there. It's just a great showing, and it's really fun to see this Dodger team have that epic inning.
August 31st in Arizona, another epic inning. Before the D-backs even batted, DV, MV3 of Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, they went back to back to back in the first inning to start the game.
And remember, this was still when the Diamondbacks were hanging around late in the season, so it kind of felt like the Dodgers were letting them know who's boss in the division and who's a pretender and who's a contender, and they just reminded the Diamondbacks, we got three MVPs.
Yeah, and then they one-up themselves on September 11th because they hit 4 homers in the first inning against the Cubs, Jerry, with Ohtani, Tommy Edman, Will Smith, and Max Muncy.
You see the big show right there going a little lefty on lefty crying. Tommy Edman. I mean, we know his thunder from the right side. It was on full display in the postseason. He gets a pitch. Here's Will Smith, a fastball inner half. Great job of keeping his hands inside the baseball to keep it fair as well. How about Max Muncy? Welcome back, Max, in a big way.
What an inning for the Dodgers that night. Still more to come. A big part of being a Dodger is producing in the postseason with home runs. And through the years, Max Muncy, Kike Hernandez have done exactly that. We'll celebrate that pair of 2-time World Series champions next. Taking a look at the Dodgers postseason home run leaderboard, 2024, Max Muncy joined Corey Seager and Justin Turner atop that leaderboard with 13 bombs. Duke Snider had 11 in far fewer games than the top 3 guys. And Kike Hernandez, 10 postseason home runs, tied with Steve Garvey. From being an unheralded call-up in 2018, the Dodgers postseason home run co-leader Max Muncy, Davey, certainly has had some great moments in the month of October with the Dodgers, and he'll hope to do more of that in 2025.
We always think back to his walk-off home run in Game 4 of the 18 World Series, the only highlight basically for the Dodgers that year. But Muncy is among those group of Dodgers, Justin Turner, Kike Hernandez, Corey Seager, that you think of as being clutch and October performers. So another layer to all this is the extra rounds of the postseason. So guys like Muncy and any player coming up now is going to get more opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Max Muncy has really taken advantage of the second chance. Boy, I tell you what, when he was sitting on his couch and the Dodgers said, hey, listen, would you be willing to go to AAA? He goes down to AAA, kind of tinkers with some things, really has a great AAA season, gets called up. And when he got called up, we're like, oh, let's see what he can do. Yeah. Boy, did he take advantage of his opportunity. It's really had a great career with the Dodgers. Hopefully, more of the same.
All right, Kike Hernandez, 10 postseason home runs as a Dodger, 15 overall, Jerry. He's become one of the best playoff performers this generation at postseason time.
Absolutely. And listen, Kike is what we call a gamer. That is the ultimate compliment you give another player. He loves the big stage. He loves the moment. The game kind of slows down for him in the postseason. And really, a guy like him who could play anywhere, and you can really put him anywhere in the lineup as far as 1 through 9, he can thrive. Another guy that loves the big moments, which is so important to have guys like that throughout your lineup in the postseason. 10 home runs, too. And listen, pound for pound, we know Kike Hernandez is as strong as it gets, but he loves the big stage.
Kike said that his postseason career changed that night where we were showing highlights of that 2017 Game 5 at Wrigley Field where he hit 3 home runs. He said, on my way to the ballpark that night, I started to visualize my success. And ever since then, that's really helped me in the postseason. And let's face it, guys, unfortunately, Miguel Rojas got hurt in the NLDS, but the Dodgers' postseason fortunes changed when Kike Hernandez was in the lineup every single night the rest of this October.
I'll tell you what, a lot of players visualize success, but you still got to go out and do it. Yeah. So Kike Hernandez visualized it, but he has a talent and makeup to do it.
And he's been doing it ever since that Game 5 in Wrigley Field in 2017, his 3-homer game. Where were you when Freddie and Gibby walked off Game 1 of the World Series? We'll wrap things up and relive one of the greatest moments in baseball history. Coming up.
Talk about a roll of the dice. This is it.
Yeah, the kind of at-bat that every kid that plays baseball dreams of one day having. You tell yourself, right, all right, bottom of the 10th, bases loaded, World Series, 1-run game.
Dodgers Yankees. Reality for Freddie Freeman right here.
But the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Cortez delivers. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Gibby, meet Freddie. Game 1 of the World Series.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
As it was on an October night 36 years ago, a hobbled Game 1 hero for the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman with a walk-off grand slam to win Game 1 of the World Series.
Two moments that will be forever linked. Gibby and Freddie with walk-off homers to win Game 1 of their respective World Series for the Dodgers. The parallels between these two home runs, uncanny. Both came with the Dodgers down to their final out, both by MVPs dealing with significant injuries, and the homers were both hit out to a similar location in the right field pavilion. I'm proud to say Oral and I were in attendance for both home runs, and the Dodgers went on to win both series in 5 games. Similar, but not but completely different is the beauty of baseball is that every game there's a chance to see something that you've never seen before. Freddie Freeman with the first walk-off grand slam ever in the World Series, Jerry. It immediately became one of the greatest moments, not just in Dodger history, but really baseball history.
In baseball history, you said right, John. Outstanding job. First pitch swinging, too. Really changing the tide just like Kirk Gibson did in Game 1 in '88. Freddie Freeman changed the tide for the Dodgers Game 1 of the World Series. Outstanding job making sure I have a game plan. I'm going to go out there and execute that game plan to be able to walk the Yankees off. Another historic franchise with millions and millions of fans around the world. See Mookie Betts jumping up and down. It's just one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in person in all of sports.
Another parallel is how they both had iconic celebrations around the bases. Gibson with the pump around second base and Freddie with the flex to the bullpen. Not only that, but Freddie with the big finish. Obviously, that was part of it. And here we go, Freddie, right there.
Geez.
Back to the bullpen. Let's go.
First of all, don't hurt yourself. Freddie Freeman actually has muscles to flex.
Oh, come on.
And it was so surprising because he hadn't been able to drive the ball at all throughout that postseason, but those days off before the World Series.
And the
really
injuries, John, right? The ankle and the rib cartilage torn off. I mean, come on.
Some of the Yankees, they had the right scouting report because leading up to that, they had a crowd Freddie in, but that week off got him healthy.
That does it for Access Sportsnet Dodgers home run highlights. Stop flexing, you're going to tear your suit.
2024年のロサンゼルス・ドジャースのシーズンがいよいよ本格化し、私たちは毎試合ごとに興奮と感動を届けられていますが、特に注目すべき選手がいます。それが翔平大谷選手です。大谷選手はその圧倒的なパフォーマンスでどんな時でも観客を魅了し、ドジャースに新たな時代を築いてくれています。今回はその素晴らしいシーズンのハイライトを振り返りながら、大谷選手がどれほど特別な存在であるかを改めて感じてみましょう。シーズン初のホームランから始まって、大谷選手はただの打者としての能力を超えて、野球界の象徴的な存在へと成長しました。特に初めてドジャーススタジアムでのホームランを打った瞬間は、ファンにとって忘れられない瞬間となったことでしょう。7試合目にしてようやく出たそのホームランは、大谷選手自身にとっても大きなプレッシャーを解き放つきっかけとなり、その後はホームランを連発、観客席からは大きな歓声が上がり、彼の自信を深めるきっかけとなったのです。そして、大谷選手は日本人メジャーリーガーとしての新たな記録も樹立しました。2024年シーズン中に大谷選手が打ち上げた54本のホームランは、ドジャースの新たなシングルシーズン記録となり、その数々の打球が打線に火をつけました。その中でも特に印象的だったのは、 コロラドで打った476フィートという長打、打った瞬間、球場の雰囲気はまさに異次元。あの飛距離はファンの心に深く刻まれました。また、大谷選手のプレーは打撃だけでなく、守備や走塁にも目を見張るものがあります。彼の本領発揮は単なるバッターではなく、トータルな選手としての存在感を強く印象付けました。特に40-40の偉業、40本のホームランと40盗塁を達成したその瞬間、まさに映画のワンシーンのような展開でした。そして9月19日には、なんと6打数6安打、3本のホームラン、10打点、2盗塁という驚異的な成績を残し、50-50クラブに仲間入り。これが実現できたのは、大谷選手が他の選手とは一線を画した、どこまでも広がる可能性を持つことを証明してくれたからこそです。そして、大谷選手がドジャースの一員として過ごした2024年は、ただの成績以上に意味がありました。彼の存在は、アメリカだけでなく、世界中の野球ファンにとっての希望の象徴となり、彼が日本から来てくれたことで、より多くのファンが野球に興味を持ち、ドジャースに注目しました。彼がドジャースに加わることで、チームの雰囲気が一層活気づき、世界中の野球ファンに野球ってこんなに面白いんだと感じさせてくれました。大谷選手の活躍がいかにすごかったかは、試合を振り返るだけでは伝えきれません。彼が見せてくれたプレーの数々は、ただの結果だけでなく、その背後にある努力や情熱が込められているからこそ、これだけの感動を与えてくれるのでしょう。ドジャースの一員として、新たな歴史を刻んだ大谷選手に拍手を送りたい気持ちでいっぱいです。そして、大谷選手の活躍を見てきた私たちが次にできることは、彼を応援し続けることです。大谷選手の今後の活躍がどんな形で私たちに驚きと感動をもたらしてくれるのか、本当に楽しみです。これからも大谷選手のプレーから目が離せません。あなたも大谷選手の活躍に感動した方、これからのシーズンが待ち遠しい方は、ぜひコメントであなたの考えや応援メッセージを教えてください。この動画が気に入ったら、いいねとチャンネル登録をお忘れなく、最新の試合のハイライトや興奮する瞬間を一緒に見逃さないためにも、ぜひ通知をオンにしてくださいね。大谷選手を応援するすべての人々が、このチャンネルで一緒に盛り上がりましょう。これからもあなたの応援が大谷選手をもっと輝かせ、そしてドジャースをより強くしていくことでしょう。次回の動画もお楽しみに。